Hello, everyone, once again. This is Rob. Welcome back to Media Awareness. Before I continue, a reminder the fundraiser continues. For those of you new to my channel or unaware, I am a disabled individual and I use a motorized wheelchair/scooter all day, every day for my independence, and I need your help. My insurance will not cover anything with regard to my scooter as they view it as a quote luxury item end quote. Despite the fact that I am unable to walk whatsoever, in addition to being unable to use any other type of scooter or power chair, or even a standard wheelchair for that matter, as I only have limited dexterity in one hand. In addition to that, I do not have a backup scooter or wheelchair to rely on at the current time. So if my scooter should malfunction, as it has in the past, I will yet again be a fish out of the water, a scenario I want to avoid at all costs. With that stated, below the title of this video in the description below, as well as in a separate section below the information pertaining to this video, you will find a spot fund link. It is a fundraiser. It's easy to contribute. It takes a few seconds, and any and all help is welcome. I cannot stress that enough. Even $5 or $10 can make all the difference in the world, and you can even contribute anonymously. The purpose of the fundraiser is to both assist me with the ongoing refurbishing of my existing scooter, as well as to help me save for the purchase of a new scooter. I arrived at these conclusions following a malfunction that disabled the battery charging mechanism and it needed replacement. And for roughly 2 weeks, I needed to be pushed around my own home by family and friends, which severely limited my independence. However, it was that long overdue wake up call that I need a backup plan, and the backup plan is to have a brand new scooter to use moment to moment, day to day, every day, and my existing scooter completely refurbished, waiting in the wings to be used at a moment's notice if necessary, when necessary. Additionally, my wheelchair van is inoperative whatsoever. It has been deemed as unrepairable, and therefore I'm saving for a new wheelchair van as well. So any and all help is welcome. And I do want to extend a gracious thanks to those who have contributed thus far, in addition to those who plan on contributing, as your contributions have and will make a world of difference in my life. Thank you all. I love you all. If you're not yet subscribed to Media Awareness, my channel, please consider subscribing and becoming part of the Media Awareness family. I'd love to have you. Additionally, if you do subscribe, please be sure to click the bell icon. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, much like this one. So this is an album review of the new Sabaton album Legends, which was released this year, 2025, and I'm going to be doing this slightly differently than my other album reviews. I'm really not going to be going track by track through this. I will, however, point out uh, specifically my favorite track on the album, and I will be talking more about the performances and production on this album as well. Um, as I've only streamed it as well. I want to stress that. So if you do have the option to own it and listen to it um, in physical form, it's obviously going to sound more rich, more full. Um, but uh, the album itself, the artwork is great on the cover. I think it really captures the theme of the album, and it's an album itself that really doesn't have a central theme as previous Sabaton albums have had. This album covers uh, different mythology and history from around the world, hence the title Legends. It doesn't focus on one specific geographic area or one specific event, um, as some previous albums by Sabaton have done historically. This one focuses on a global hodgepodge, if you will, of legends. And I actually like that a lot. I really, for me, I enjoyed it. Um, I felt like it added a lot of variety to the album itself, and it didn't seem to dwell on one specific area. So for me, I enjoyed that. I know I may be in the minority with that, but I really enjoyed the overall presentation of the album as a whole. Now, I have done reaction videos to different tracks from this album, which you can find amongst my videos. Simply go to my YouTube homepage and search Sabaton, and you'll get all of the Sabaton reactions I have done, including ones from previous albums. However, I've never done a proper album review of a Sabaton album, so this is a first for my channel as well in that regard. And I'm going to put the track listing here on the screen, uh, but I will tell you that my favorite track is Crossing the Rubicon, which was also incidentally the most recent official single with the video, and least to my knowledge. And I I like the sound of this song. I like the structure, lyrically, musically, and for me, I didn't mention this in my reaction, but I found it rather strangely nostalgic for me, um, musically speaking, as after the guitar solo, there is a key change, which was sort of a signature move in the 1980s amongst bands, right after a guitar solo and or a bridge or chorus that may follow that solo. The key would go up in register. And I found that to be interesting. I found that to be nostalgic, like I said, and it really made me kind of smile, um, as it was reminiscent for me of a prior time frame. I have done reactions to other songs on this album as well. Some of my other favorites are Hordes of Khan, Tiger Amongst Dragons, and those are just a couple that come to mind. Also, The Cycle of Songs was another one that I enjoyed for this as well. But the whole album is a solid, hard rocking album. It's technically power metal. Um, that's the category I believe that Sabaton falls under. There are some progressive elements on here as well, in addition to uh, um, some more prominent use of synth, at least in my reckoning, and uh, some electronic atmospheric sounds here and there. Uh, the album itself is solid, though, as a rock power metal album. And the production is phenomenal. Um, and notably, this is the first Sabaton album in some time to not feature Tommy Johansson on lead guitar. Tommy has stepped away from Sabaton to focus on his solo career um, and his other projects. So this album does not feature Tommy on lead, but with that being said, it's not really lacking in that area at all. The guitar work is very good and very melodic. There are some solos that I feel could have been a little more lively, um, and there are some that are off the charts as far as being fantastic. So it really varies from track to track. And as I said previously, this album does not focus on one particular thematic structure. It basically covers legends, everything from fantasy or mythology to reality and actual historic events. But it doesn't focus on one specific historic event or time frame. And like I said, I personally like that approach, specifically with this album, because it adds more variety, in my opinion. Uh, there are people that I'm sure would argue that, but I found it refreshing, and going from track to track, really not knowing what to expect until you heard the track itself, or if the song title itself hinted at a topical nature of the song, you can, of course, discern something from that as well. But generally speaking, this album was very enjoyable to listen to, and uh, Yoakum's vocals are strong on this album. They're really powerful, and he's singing with passion and intensity, and it's captured perfectly on this recording. There's very little to no vocal effects used, which is good to actually hear, and it really doesn't sound like there's a lot of overdubs as far as the actual music itself as well. It sounds like the parts were pretty much laid down as they were written, and they went with that, which is also refreshing to hear. Additionally, I would say that when they recorded this, um, the uh, guitar itself sounds like it was recorded not directly through the console or mixing station itself, but it was recorded via miking an amp in the studio and having that uh, sort of resonate and give it more of a live sound to it, because the guitar itself sounds very uh, airy and live as opposed to filtered and isolated, which can happen if you plug in direct and don't necessarily amp your mic and then mic the amp to get a sound that would fill a room basically and give you more of a live feel. This album sounds like it could have been a live album that was recorded in studio with no audience. It sounds that good. And I really commend the guys on this performance. Um, for those of you following my videos and my reactions with Sabaton, you will know that I did offer to do a listen through and review reaction to the album. No one voted in favor of that, so you're getting this review in its place. And I hope that you actually really enjoy this review and get a lot out of this, and perhaps decide to stream the album and or buy it for yourself in your choice of formats. It is available to stream, it's available as an MP3, it's available on CD, vinyl. Of course, you saw the picture of the CD at the beginning, and that was the picture I grabbed off Amazon of the album itself to have the artwork to show you guys. I do really love that cover though. I feel it really pops with all of these different images from history and mythology, and the blending of the two is really phenomenal. So I really appreciate that as well. And I know also that mythology, globally speaking, is sometimes, depending on the culture, seen as actual history. So, with that in mind, this album itself is more historical as opposed to mythological. I just want to point that out as well. Um, but it has a lot of highs and lows in terms of the dynamic range in listening to it. And it is a really well presented Sabaton album. And I really, really enjoyed it. I want to know your thoughts on this album. Have you heard it? What are your thoughts? Do you own it? Are you planning on owning it? Let me know in the comments section below. You're also welcome to reach out to me via my email address located in the description below, or my Facebook information is also there. And don't forget, the Amazon Media Awareness wish list is there as well if you'd like to pick and choose any items for me to unbox and review, etc. I will do so. Um, just let me know, and as soon as they arrive, I will show them to you guys and do a thorough review as I try to do in most cases. I do apologize for not having a physical copy of this album to show you guys in terms of packaging. However, from the picture I showed at the beginning, it does look as if it's either a plastic case or a cardboard case that is perhaps a digipack format. I couldn't say, but that's kind of how it looks to me. So there you have my review of the new Sabaton album, Legends. And let me know your thoughts as I stated previously. This is Rob with Media Awareness, and I hope that you all have a wonderful morning, noon, or night wherever you are. Take care. Bye.